sure hope.
No, we got chocolate.
Are you going to go look? Huh? You don't? Is it not working? Go live here? Did you do that already?
Yes. You are live. You better start talking.
Well, I'm going to wait for some people to join us because it doesn't look like anybody's here yet. So are you sure we are live?
Why is it black?
Yippers.
There's the meat. OBS is not properly connected.
So none of this has been streaming yet? Or it has? But I'm not seeing us. There we are.
Did we lose it? Okay. Type a reply. So,
Oh, hold on. Amber alert. Cookies. There's Hannah. And Jennifer. You are live. Thank you. We were having some concerns with that this morning. All right. We are supposed to have two. All right. Let's see. We're going to have two viewers join us today. I think it would be fun to have viewers just sit in with us, answer questions as they can, talk about themselves. So I'm going to have Elizabeth and hopefully Lori. I've sent her the code to join us. So hopefully they're going to join us real soon. But today, this is our first live working. Today I'm going to be working on shipping. If you're new to my channel, my name is Rebel. My husband is back here and behind the scenes, Robert.
where I like to be.
And I've been selling on eBay for almost 23 years. Probably early 2000s, I started really selling to support us. But this is what we do. We both stay home. Robert homeschools his son, and we sell on primarily eBay and then multiple other platforms.
Alden joined.
Hi, Alden. Robert's going to be trying to help me ship, but watch the questions too, because I'm going to have to leave the screen up here on my computer so I can get to my shipping stuff. But I have 17 eBay and a Mercari to ship today. All right. I don't see you yet, Elizabeth. How do we get her on? She says she can see us, but she hasn't joined yet.
She has to join the Google Meet.
All right.
And then she should be on the screen.
Did you join the Google Meet? Question mark.
Oh, super blurry and can't hear. All right.
All right.
We will move the mic over here. Hopefully that will help with the audio.
Hopefully.
The blurry.
We'll have to figure this out. To me, I look blurry on this screen. And I think it's the lights above me. Because I don't even have my camera light's on.
Let me do this.
Alright. Volume is low for me as well, but I can see
Right.
you.
Talk to the mic.
Alright, the mic's here. Is that helping at all? Gotta work out the bugs. This is our first time trying to do this. We'll get it going.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have that brightness back there is making you washed out really bad because of all the white behind you.
Should we try to undo this light bulb?
No, it's not that light. It's all of that white stuff.
Oh, my white.
All your white.
Oh. Maybe if I stand closer. Alright. Let me know, guys. Are you hearing us any better yet? Oh. Are you hearing us any better yet? It's always technical difficulties with us.
This is
That's excellent connection.
Yeah, this area right here is the photo area with the white that she takes pictures in. So it's going to look very bright on your screen and washed out if she's back here. We tried to set up with showing where she was taking pictures and it was just very washed out.
That light is washing you out a bit.
Which light?
I think it's that light up there. Try to turn that one off. Maybe it's playing havoc. Alright, let's see. Well, this is the live. I think that's a little better, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna turn that one over here.
We're trying to deal with the lights. I think the lights are causing me issues. I don't know about that. That made my hair look nice and silver.
There's a lot of gray. Alright.
Alright. I still want to do it. Alright. How about all that? It's still very white. But let's do it. Alright, like I said, this is going to be a working live. I'm probably going to let it go for maybe an hour. Like I said, I have 18 things to ship today.
Oh, the microphone.
Oh. But I like looking at the camera.
Yeah.
Alright. But I have, yeah. Sorry, guys. We're just learning. That's weird. Oh, what about these? I wonder if this is the one doing it.
Could be. But keep working. Keep
Okay.
talking.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead. We're doing shipping. Hopefully Elizabeth can get on here with us and then she can tell you about how she works.
Oh. All right.
Are you sure it's the same thing? Because
I will figure that out. But I changed the microphone. The microphone wasn't set right.
okay.
Talk there.
Alright, so hopefully that's going to help. I'm going to go back to the live stream just so I can see. Alright.
Ask how the audio's doing now.
Is the audio doing better now? Robert changed up the mics. Good morning from Michigan. Hi, Elizabeth. Michigan's probably colder than it is down here. I'm learning too. Alvin said, I'm learning too. It's why I watch you. Yeah, you can watch our mistakes. and our technical failures. Uh-oh, somebody says sounds like a waterfall.
That's going to be this.
Oh, you know what you're hearing? You're hearing my other laptop, the one that's recording me. Hannah says audio did not change. The lights are fine. The feedback from the speaker is the big problem, and not that much of an issue. Audio you need to fix by going into your camera button on StreamYard. We're not using StreamYard. We're using
OBS.
Google, OBS. Alden says same visual audio issues.
All right, I'm going to add a microphone to.
Don't beat yourself up. We all learned like this. Yeah. Well, this is why we didn't really put out too much info on this, just because it always is this way with us. Not too cold today, thankfully. Watching on the snow. Yeah, I don't think we're supposed to have days of 50, I think, here for a few days.
All right, I changed the microphone in OBS.
All right. Hopefully the volume's going to be better now. But yeah, if you hear the other computer, the laptop fan is running. Unfortunately, we'll have to try to figure that out.
They're going to have an issue with
All right, send Elizabeth the link again so we can get her on. Well, and that's probably why Lori's not been able to join us either.
Right. Let's get this done. Okay, so I go here.
All right, guys.
They're going to lose they're going to lose us for a bit, but we'll still be here.
All right, you're going to lose
Audio-wise.
audio for a second because we're trying to help get
like
the other two viewers on with me. Be right back. Sorry, guys. I've watched half your videos. I'm hooked. Can they hear me talking still?
Theoretically, yes.
Theoretically.
Yes, so keep talking.
That's very nice of you, Holly. We're in a learning process with all of this. My sister tells me some of my first videos were horrible, but I think we've gotten better. It's been fun. All right, Hannah said yes. Rosie said yes. All right, we'll be right back.
We should be back now.
Okay, we should be back. Hopefully Elizabeth can get on here with us shortly. And I'll let her speak about her, who she is and what she does. All right, we went away.
It should still be there, I hope.
Good morning, Trisha. I have a good friend here in Tennessee that's name is Trisha.
This is not going well. This is not.
There we go. I tried doing some of the videos, at yard sales and stuff. I personally did not like them, my videos, because I liked being able to show you guys a lot all at one time. FarmGurlScavenger said, I was channeling you at the bins the other day, cracking myself up. I found 3 jelly cats. Jelly cats. We like jelly cats. All right. Hopefully Elizabeth will get here shortly. All right. Thank you, guys. So,
Ask if it's getting better.
is it getting better?
The audio and video.
There's a delay, so when I ask you something, it's like 7 seconds or so before we hear anything.
Before they hear anything.
Yeah, before you hear anything. That's funny. Found a Jellycat unicorn at the bins and was thinking to myself, Rebel would have loved this. Rebel loves most plush. Whether it's going to be long tail or not, I like it. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and switch off this screen so I can get some work done. I'm hoping most of you guys are doing some work also. I tried to pick a time where, like for me, this is my shipping time, about 9:30 or so.
Feedback from the other computer.
And then, yeah, it's probably this.
I'm gonna go upstairs and listen.
All right, he's going to go upstairs and listen. I'll go back here. Uh-oh, someone wants to join. How do I do that?
Over here.
All right. Hold on, Snoopy. See, Holly says sound and video are good here.
There's
Yay! Elizabeth is here.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Goes. All right. So, I've just kind of been filling in because technical difficulties. So, go ahead and explain to people your experiences with eBay, your channel, because we will put a link to her channel. She's got an amazing channel too.
Have her just drop it in the comments, and then we'll add it to the description.
Did you hear, Robert? He said drop your video link, your YouTube channel link in the comments.
All right, if I can, I've got two windows open and with one of them muted so that I can see the comments. So I'll have to switch screens. But hi everybody, I'm Elizabeth. My channel is Lizzie Faye Loves Books because I am a booktuber. I've been on YouTube for about 6 years, and I just in September took over the eBay store that my husband started several years ago. He works full time and he was getting ready to quit, and I just retired. We both are Disney. Our whole family is Disney people. We live in Central Florida, and so after a 30-year career as a Disney performer, I stay home. We have a special needs daughter, and I was only working part-time for the last couple of years anyway, and he was threatening to quit eBay because of the managed payments and everything, and I was like, well, don't do that. Let's just switch gears, and I'll take it over, and whatever money I make, we'll use to renovate the kitchen. And he said, fair enough. And so I started out with a goal in September of listing 5 things a day, and I kept that up pretty well for 2 months. November, I sort of fell off the wagon a little bit, and December I didn't do too well, but I came back in January and determined to not miss any days listing, and I only missed one in January. So now my February goal is back up to 5 a day. And I had 5 ready to go yesterday, and I only got 2 of them launched. And last night my husband said, did you get your 5 listings done? And I was like, no, I only got 2, but I needed something to do for today. So I got busy last night, and I took photos for like 12 more listings so that I have stuff to list today. So what I do, and I was just telling Rebel yesterday, she said she's never used the eBay app, and I downloaded the app on my phone, and I take pictures on my phone. So I just start each draft on my phone, and that way it's just simple to take the picture straight from my phone into the app. And I usually go ahead and mess with the price a little bit at that point. While I'm looking at the computer, I will plug in the price that I want. And then when I get all my drafts done, I come to the computer and, sorry, I'm saying too much. I come to the computer and finish the listings. So that's pretty much it. I am primarily going to be niching down to being a bookseller, but because of Rebel's influence, I have about 7 bags of plush that I've bought. And, well, a couple of them were left from my kids, and a few we've picked up here and there. I answered an ad on Facebook Marketplace for a bin of plush free, and I immediately dropped everything and ran over and picked those up, and that's been a couple of months ago. And I have probably 24 bags and boxes of books that are waiting to be listed, and a bunch of what I've been listing recently is scrapbooking stuff, and that's what I'm going to work on today, because a friend of mine decided to stop scrapbooking after she had a health scare and didn't have any kids to pass them down to anyway, and she gave me all of her scrapbook stuff, and I loaded up like 3 carloads full of things, and I've been listing those primarily, along with other random stuff to clean my house. Mostly my my eBay goal is not only to make money to renovate the kitchen, but also to clean house. So I don't need to monopolize the whole thing. So
That's quite all right. I have one Mercari, and I have not figured out how to do that. Copy, fix the size. So it's my one and only platform I still have to print out. I print out the labels and paste.
And cut them out.
But, yeah.
That's what I do all the time. I don't have a Dymo printer. I mean, I'm still really small scale, small time. So we have just like a full sheet. Find it. Hang on a second. I'm gonna have everything tumbling down in front of me. Like this is a sheet of. It's divided in half of 2 stickers, and so we just print this. Put this in the printer and print it out. And even though it is a sticker and it sticks to everything, it doesn't stay stuck very well to a lot of things, so I end up taping around it. I cut it out and tape around it anyway. Eventually, after I hit some monetary goals, we might invest in a Dymo printer, but for now, I'm just gonna stick with what we've got.
We bought, when I started cross-listing on Facebook at the end of 20, we bought the Rolo. Just because I had a Dymo 450. I had so much trouble. I went through 5 of them during our Amazon business because the stickers would wrap under, and once that sticker got on that roll, it was a disaster. But it wasn't the big, the XL. They may be a whole lot better, but we just decided to go with the Rolo. I'm trying to watch everybody. I'm going to go ahead and try to keep watching this while Robert works out the sound quality.
That's fine. If you want, I can read some of the comments. Do you want me to read some of those out loud since you're working?
Yeah. That would work.
All right. The very first couple of people. Now, I don't think I can pop them on the screen, but hello, Jennifer. A Patchwork Vintage. They both said, hi, good morning. Aiden, or is it Alden? Sorry, Alden is here. Hello, Alden. Hello, Patchwork. Cam's Folly says there's lots of background static. Do you have a fan on?
It's the fan on my laptop. For some reason, it is running constantly.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not. Maybe we'll have to pick a different laptop next time.
It could be. Do you still hear it now, Cam? I don't hear anything right now, but it might be coming from me, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Elizabeth England says good morning from Michigan. The Inky Thimble. Candace says good morning. Or just morning. Morning, yeah. Carolyn Smith, hello, good morning. FarmGurlScavenger Noel. I think I have watched some of your videos. She says the lights are fine. The feedback from the speakers is a big problem, and that's not much of an issue. Audio you need to fix by going into the camera and mic button on StreamYard. So they're not using StreamYard, even though I suggested it. But, Robert's got to have his own way, right?
Exactly.
Just kidding.
He loves OS.
StreamYard is really good. I've had really good success with it on my channel, but it's always good to learn new things. So,
Yep.
All right. So I'm looking to see if there's anybody we missed. Holly Long says, "Hi Rebel. I just found you last week, and I think I've watched half your videos, and I'm hooked." Same here, Holly. When I found her, she already had several videos up, and I think she'd been going, because I started in September. And when did you start your channel? Like in April or May?
April.
So I went back and watched every single one and made sure I commented to every single one. So, because I just felt like, Rebel is just so down to earth, and we could be friends in real life. And, I just felt strongly about that. So, All right, Holly says, I love, she's talking about your videos. I love them. I love your style of showing what you got and what sold. I'm not a fan of thrift with videos. I just want the straight up information. So yeah, you know, Holly, I kind of feel the same way a little bit. I will watch an occasional yard sale but those bin videos make me anxious because I told my daughter, I think, because I've never been to the bins, and it might make me a little bit more anxious to go, because I would feel like I would want to like fix everything and group everything together. And I mean, everything is just thrown around, and it's so crazy just how people just like are throwing stuff around. And I think I would like, no, be careful with stuff. So FarmGurlScavenger Noel says, Rebel, I was channeling you at the bins the other day, cracking myself up, found 3 jelly cats. Oh, I think y'all read that out loud already. Yeah. Trisha Surprise Possessions says, hang in there, you guys are doing great. Holly says, LOL, I just listed a jellycat unicorn I found at the bins, and I was thinking to myself, Rebel would have loved this. I think y'all read that out loud too. Farm Girl Scavenger Hunting says, all right, can I just call you Noel? She says, seriously, don't beat yourself up. Things will get better and easier every time you do this. And now she says, it's much better, just feedback from the other computer. Patchwork Vintage says, packing up my 3 sales this morning, then going out thrifting. Awesome. Holly says that the sound and video are good now for her. Rosie Smith says, it's nasty here in, where's STL? Ready to get some work done with everyone. Is it? Where's STL?
Sorry, guys. I'm hearing what the feedback is from my voice. That's awful.
We're not hearing it, though. At least I'm not. Are you hearing feedback from me? Because I have 2 screens open. I have to have one with the meeting, and then another one to be able to read the comments.
I think your voice is going out on Elizabeth and coming back through her.
Elizabeth,
all right.
I think my voice is coming back out on your computer.
Maybe. All right, let me see if I can read the comments from my phone where I can completely... I've got the sound turned off, but it's still filtering through, I think.
I wanted to show this. This was one, I auctioned this because I could not find anything. I know you guys aren't going to be able to see it very well, but this was, I showed it in a recent haul. It is a Minecraft calico cat. Now there were minis all over that, but there was none like this. And the only thing I could ever find was that it used to be sold on Amazon for like 60 bucks new. So I went ahead and did an auction for $49.99 and sold it with the one bid. But $50 for a Minecraft plush, and it'll be in my next what sold for this week. But because it sold for $50, I'm going to put it in a box.
Wow, that's great.
But, yeah. So, better audio on Rebel. I think that's what it was. I think it was coming back from your computer.
All right, I'm going to close one link, and I've got everything turned off on my phone, all the sound, and then I can read the comments from my phone, and that should let us know if that's better, because I don't want to be the cause of the issues.
All computers need to be muted, except the ones you're using. Okay, good. Now we know. Because this is my first time having a guest with me. I got to show you guys something else. The things that sell on eBay. Let me get my... I started using bulk labels to help my mail carrier. So this has been a little bit more tedious, I think. But, so I just pack everything, write what it is, and then write the weight that it needs to be when I ship. But, y'all, these are 6 blue Walmart bags. They're from 2001, because if you go to Walmart now, the bags are gray.
Did you sell those?
I sold these.
I have heard of that. I've heard of plastic bags being sold.
I did. It was hilarious because I had them listed quite high. I was hoping like a prop company would buy them or whatever. But the other day I got a $10 offer and accepted it for Walmart
Wow.
bags. I bought dishes that were wrapped in these. So from now on, if you're out yard selling and you see the blue Walmart bags, grab them.
Well, and I watched a video when I was first getting started reselling. Someone was talking about like 5 different things that are really trash that people will buy on eBay. They were bottle caps, and bags were one of them, because I guess some people use them for crafting, like they weave rugs out of them, and so they want different colors. So I started saving some solid color plastic bags and things that I have. And occasionally my husband drinks kombucha, and so occasionally those come with like the bottle caps, like the pop caps. And so I've started saving a bag of those because people, buy those for crafting and stuff. And my daughter had like an old-fashioned Coke bottle the other day, and I was like, let me have that lid. And she's like, and she's always getting after me because she thinks I'm trying to hoard things. And she's like, no, this is mine. And she was determined to throw it away. And her dad was like, no, really, Katie, people really do buy those. She showed me the listings. And so, okay.
I've heard about the Trader Joe's. We don't have a Trader Joe's near us, but like when we were in St. Louis, I made an extra trip out just to get some stuff that I like from Trader Joe's. I love their tea tree tingle shampoo, and Robert likes some of their candy. But yeah, we don't have, it's an hour and a half. Either we go to Knoxville or we go to Asheville to go to Trader Joe's. But I love that store. Love it.
Yeah.
Yes. I need to watch for the bags when we go there. Yeah, I love kombucha too, but I have stomach problems, and for some reason I think the acid in them just does not do me well.
I've never tasted it, but I always thought maybe it was good for digestion, but I don't know.
I think
Neither of us drink any alcohol, but I know that's got like a little bit in it just by default because it's fermented, and so that's why I won't taste it. But he'll drink one every once in a while, and I think it's for digestion. So thank you.
I'm gonna try it again. I'm in a, what is it called, elimination kind of thing right now, trying to figure out what's wrong. But
So,
yeah.
I got the link to Lori. I messed up earlier and sent it to Elizabeth again, but Lori will hopefully be joining soon.
More technical difficulties. So yeah, Robert sent Lori, no, you, the code twice.
Twice, okay.
Not to Lori. So hopefully she's going to join us too, and then we can all just keep on chatting.
All right. If you want, I'll catch up with some more comments, and y'all let me know if it's still echoing, because I've switched the place that I'm reading the comments from. Holly Long says, I list everything from my phone. I work full-time, so having it all on my phone, I can put listings up with any free minutes I have. So, Holly, I don't like to complete the listing from my phone because I feel like it's limited. You can't, I don't know, it's just harder for me to see all the places to edit and to add things. So, I don't know. I have listed a couple things from my phone, but I feel more comfortable checking through it on my computer before I actually launch it. But I do like having, the pictures on my phone so that I can just work on listings, wherever I am. That's a great idea. Super Cala Pumpin 72 says she does everything on her phone as well.
We might
Noel
try,
says,
we might try listing clothes on the phone.
In a draft.
In drafts. I
Okay.
think we're going to try that. That way, whoever's taking pictures for me can just load the pictures, even use the voice part to say, Levi's, women's jeans, da-da-da-da-da. And that way, when I go to list, because I only do the listing of the clothes, not the
so several
others.
people are saying that they do stuff on their phone. Noelle says she does half and half, phone and computer. She's a full-time eBayer. Callie Gal in Oklahoma says, hello from Oklahoma. So Callie, if you're still there, I grew up in Oklahoma, and I think I've seen your channel before, or I've seen you comment, and I wondered where in Oklahoma you are from. I grew up in Bryan County in the southeast part of the state, and I went to Oklahoma State to college before moving to Florida. Did he say boo? I thought you said OSU was okay, not OU. You can boo OU.
Better than OU, but it's relative.
He's a Mizzou diehard. Mizzou.
I don't keep up with football and sports and all that, but my whole family went to Oklahoma State. My parents graduated when it was Oklahoma A&M, and then both my siblings, and then all my brother's kids. Although my brother's daughter sort of jumped ship after she graduated from OSU. She taught school for a little while, and then she went to OU to law school. So she's been to both, which is, I don't know, that seems kind of hypocritical to me, but but now she's a lawyer, so I guess it's okay.
She can weasel her way around it.
And let's see, I was going to get to the comments. So I did leave my channel link. I don't know if I said, I'm a booktuber, so I on my channel, I do have a couple of reseller videos from the fall when I first got started, and I'm going to do more. So if you're not interested in books and you want to just see the reseller stuff, I will be adding more to my channel. But right now I do readathons and book reviews and reading challenges and things like that on my channel.
Elizabeth has not been to the Goodwill bins in her area. I just can't imagine not. If I had one near me, my closest one is an hour and a half away. So it's tedious, and it's an all-day thing when I do go.
Over the mountain.
Yeah, it would probably, from my house, it would probably take me about that long to get to the one in Orlando. So it's not super close. But I just saw a video, the Reselling roller coaster just uploaded a video today from the where she went to the Orlando bins twice. And I don't think she's from Orlando. I wonder if her family were vacationing or something. And so she went, and there was only, she said they didn't have a lot of hard goods. She did get a few stuffed animals, but she said it was mostly clothes. They only had like 3 or 4 actual bins on one wall, and the rest were just clothing racks. So, I guess maybe I'm not missing too much. Yeah.
I would not like that. I love St. Louis bins. That is like my new favorite. Now, we used to go to Indianapolis a lot, but it was a 6-hour drive for us. So we'd stay several days there also. But right now.
So Holly says to SuperCalipapa72, me too. I am a NP, and I would love to get to the point where I can do eBay half the time and my career half the time. I don't know what NP is. I'm sorry, I don't know all the lingo for reselling lingo. Does that mean new person? I don't know. So 15 minutes ago, Noel said there is some feedback, Rebel, when you talk, but hopefully it'll work out. So hopefully that's worked out by now.
That's all worked out now, 'cause Robert's watching it live too.
Okay, good. Wendy Buddy, is it Bud or Buddy? She says, good morning, ladies. Patchwork Vintage says, if I could just sell craft and scrapbook and stitching supplies, I would. They sell great on eBay and easy to ship. Yeah, I agree. I really just was blessed with getting the stuff I have for free. And I used to be a creative memories consultant for 14 years, and I haven't done that in quite a while, but I have a lot of stuff, and I'm sure once I dig into it, I've got extra stuff that I could sell. But I've priced some of the crafting supplies at thrift stores, and I just don't think what I found so far. I mean, I need to just keep my eyes out because I could probably find some at yard sales and stuff. But once, I get through the supply I have, if I want to try to restock, I don't know if it would be as cost effective. Because I don't know if I could ever find a good free deal again. So that has been, something I've thought about in the future.
I would love to sell just smalls, but I'm too deep into plush now, and plus I love them too much. I don't think I could ever walk away.
Well, and then you've got me hooked. And after I started watching you, I remembered that out in the yard sale pile that was left over from the last yard sale we had loaded, because my girls were both more into stuffed animals than dolls. And so Emily still has most of hers, but because she has autism, and so she still likes to hug and love on them. But Katie, my youngest, just turned 18, and she was, ready to kind of move some out. So I remember when we had this yard sale, it was probably October of 2020. We lined a wheelbarrow with something clean, and it was just piled with stuffed animals. And I remember being shocked because here we were coming out of COVID, and I just remember thinking, I was just shocked that people were buying them, because I had no idea that they were of any value. And we sold probably about half of what we had, and I can only imagine, I'm sure that they got all the good ones and probably resold them, and I could have kept them for myself to resell, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see. Holly left me a comment. She says, that is so funny. I've been leaving comments too. Oh, was it about me watching all of Rebel's videos? She says, I've been leaving comments too. I also told my mom and sister to subscribe. So she's talking about, she told her mom and sister to subscribe to your channel. Tia Moyer says,
good morning. Friends at this point, but I think we chat so much. It's like there's Hannah and Elizabeth and Karen and Deb and Alden and Jason. You guys are all first name basis here.
Yes. It's great how YouTube has really become a community, and there's all these different communities within the larger community. So it's funny because Noel said Rebel has major feedback and echo, and then the very next comment says better audio on Rebel's end now. So I don't know if it changed. That was a few minutes ago, so I don't know if that was right about the time y'all changed something or what.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're
Tia Moyer says she's been watching you for a few months and loves learning with you. So good morning, Tia.
And learning from my mistakes.
I'm still way behind on the comments.
Here. I think it's...
Oh my goodness. Did you see this comment? Noel says, I just sold my last pack of vintage Tampax tampons yesterday for over $30. Oh my goodness.
I'm waiting to find vintage diapers. That's my next little, I'm going to put it out into the
universe?
universe, because I do this when I go yard sale. I'll be like, okay, I want to find a dollhouse, and I want to find little people, and this, and now it's going to be vintage diapers.
So whenever we were cleaning out my mom's house, I remember one thing I saved, and I haven't even gone through all the stuff I brought home, but somewhere in all the stuff that's stacked up is a jar of half-used Dippity-Doo from the 70s that I found in my mom's closet. And I know that, I haven't even looked it up, but I know that there has to be a market for that somewhere. It's so cute, this little jar.
Or even a prop company.
Yeah.
Talk about the Pantene Silver Expressions.
Yeah, we went to a Habitat for Humanity store one time, and we haven't been there in a while, but they had cases of Pantene Silver Edition. For people like me, but not back then because I was blonde. But we bought them for $1 each. He went ahead and sold us all of them. He knew exactly. He's been a really good support as far as our business, but we put them on Amazon. We were doing Amazon still, and we were selling them for like
over $40
and $50 a bottle.
Wow, that's a good flip.
Yeah, because you've got a lot of people go to like Walgreens and CVS too, because they'll have end caps where it's discontinued beauty products, and they pick up on that. I just do toys. Toys are so much easier.
The orange toothpaste was really big for some resellers back in the day.
Yeah, Robert liked this orange toothpaste, and of course he's gone on Amazon to look for it before, and it's like what the silver shampoo was for us.
Yeah, it's long gone now.
Long gone, but yeah, I didn't.
But like you were saying, a lot of those things people look for props, like for movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that the movie, I think it was from the 90s, called Blast from the Past, and they, have you ever seen that with Brendan Fraser, where him and his family lived he was born in a bunker and lived for like 35 years in a bunker because his dad thought a nuclear war had happened. And so he had all this old stuff. And so when he finally comes out, he's got like this old tube of toothpaste that hadn't been made in 30 years probably. And so I'm thinking, where did they find that? And it's crazy because you never think about what old stuff could be used for.
Yeah, I'm really going to change up. I'm going to try being... I have tunnel vision when I go to yard sales. It's the toys. But I'm going to try to start looking for like the vintage barrettes that Courtney's talked about, and the little hair things, and vintage postcards, and cards, like the Christmas cards and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just
See, I have all that from my childhood. I still have it. I've got so much stuff to sell.
Yes,
I have those little, I call them hairballs. They were on like a little one on at the end of a loop, and you would flip them together. Well, the elastic died on a lot of them, but I saved all the balls, which could be restrung, and new elastic. So I've got a whole baggie of them somewhere in the garage. I know. I really do. I've got to eventually work up to listing more than 5 things a day. So I was catching up on a couple of comments.
Don't be
Joyce
crazy
Frazier
like me,
said,
and get the 40 a day.
"Oh yeah, I don't have any hope for that, but I'd be happy with 14, 15, something like that." Joyce Frazier says, "I am up to 2K items and have never used the computer. Maybe I should try." Joyce, if you have got 2,000 items and you never use a computer, I'd say you're doing something right. Don't fix it if it's not broken.
I'm stuck doing it the way I do, and that's why I think with clothes, since it's new for us, I'd like to try using the phone more. But right now, when I started doing eBay, I had a spiral notebook, and I wrote everything in there, and I had books and books. When Robert and I got married, I was still using books or just real tentative. And Robert set up my spreadsheets for me. And
it's good.
Yes, I saw the spiral notebook and said that has to end.
I would probably still be doing a spiral notebook if it wasn't for him, because I'm just not. And so now I'm stuck. I write everything out in my spreadsheet, and then I copy and paste every morning. And, it works for me, and I get a lot accomplished. But could I be faster? Could I be more productive if I was using my phone some?
What kind of spreadsheet do you use? Do you use one of the ones that somebody else made, or do you make your own?
It's just got basic information. It's just, my title, my description, my weight, and then just to help me keep record of everything that's listed, I end up putting my item number at the end of it. But it's just very basic.
What software do you use? Is it like Excel or Google or what?
Google Sheets.
Google Sheets, okay.
Yeah.
I think I need to try that because I haven't even started a spreadsheet. I'm kind of, pencil and paper girl myself, and I haven't even really implemented that. And I kind of forgot when I was getting started that Google didn't keep, not Google, eBay doesn't keep stuff after 90 days. And I was like, I hope I can remember what I listed. I mean, everything's still, the pictures are still on my phone, but I've got to go back and write stuff down.
Yeah, a lot of people use other programs to keep their old. We use Vendu and stuff like that. I use GoDaddy to do my accounting, bookkeeping. So, it tells me, this is your sales, this is your net profit. And I don't keep it as accurate. I don't put my mileage in. I use an app for that. I don't put my costs in there. We have other ways we keep up with costs. But, you got to use something. And I love watching other YouTubers. That's how I kind of got into all of this. But I know Hustle and Hooks has a spreadsheet. And that
theirs is with Excel. Ginger Marvin has one that's Google Sheets, I think.
But I know there's lots of them out there that if you're just starting and not, like me, setting my ways, stuff, it might be a good thing to get started that way.
Yeah. I was gonna say hi again to Kelly Gal in Oklahoma. She says, "I live in nowhere. We don't even have reliable internet. I live between Tulsa and Skytook." So, Callie, my sister lives in Inola, which, if you know where Tulsa and Skytook is, you probably know where Inola is in Wagner. She was a school teacher at Wagner, but she's retired. And I had a good college friend from Skytook, so I know exactly where you're talking about. That's awesome. So let's see. Did you read Noelle's comment? She says, so Rebel and Robert, can I suggest you find a couple of trusted people to make as moderators in case you have trolls or want to let them drop links for you? You have to do that through YouTube. So, and I don't know how to do that either. So, and that helps. That way you don't have to monitor the comments, because trolls and bots and stuff will come on and like throw links out there and stuff.
Yeah. All right. Send me names of some of my friends out there who would be willing to do this, especially if we keep doing this on a regular basis. Sorry about the tape. I don't have a quiet tape dispenser.
I just heard somebody talking about that yesterday, about quiet tape, and I had never even thought of that was a thing. Because somebody has like sensory issues, and the loud tape was just, was too much. And so maybe it was Ginger Marvin? Who was it? I don't even know. But I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. So you learn all kinds of things.
I think Robert just handed me one that's quieter than the one I was working on.
I keep it for myself.
Yeah, he keeps it for himself, but I think he's having pity on all you guys because, yeah.
So Noelle says, I'll be dropping a bins video today, and unedited. I'm in Southern Washington, just 5 minutes from Portland, Oregon. So 4 bins within 30 minutes from me. That's pretty cool.
I'm jealous.
That's awesome.
I would love, but I just get to do my little sourcing trips. Last year I think we only went once last year. The year before I think we went twice. And this year, I'm hoping to go like every 2 to 3 months, as long as I can keep processing stuff quickly. Mm-hmm. And I'm seriously considering getting an accountant and starting to do payroll and hire somebody to start helping me. So.
Yeah, because then you could have somebody at home to do your shipping while you did trips and stuff.
Yeah.
And if you do come to Florida, even though we only have that one bin store in Orlando, there's plenty of thrift stores. Just in my area alone, there's this one little town in my county. It's called Dundee. And there is literally like 6 different places that I can buy used books. And 3 of them are thrift stores. There's a Restore, and there's a privately owned thrift store. And then there's one that's like a kind of a chain. And then another town over, they have 2 or 3 other thrift stores where I bought all the plush and stuff, and sometimes they have them, half price. So if you come, there's plenty of places where we can thrift.
I told Robert when we hit the road officially, because that's the goal, at some point to, I say when I retire, I'll never retire, but when we decide we're going to start sourcing like a month at a time, I said, you're the first stop.
Awesome. Yay. Very cool. That would be fun.
I said, we'll have to go when it's cold up here so I can come back home with the tan.
And if you want to go to Disney, just don't come during spring break, because that's the worst. That's the busiest time.
We do everything, because we homeschool. We only have one left, but mm-hmm. we would go to Florida like in September when everybody else has gone back to school. Mm-hmm. Or we'd go, Dollywood or Pigeon Forge, and it would always be during the week when nobody mm-hmm. else is there. See, here's my quiet tape dispenser that Robert steals.
Wow.
Make all that noise.
You didn't even know we had it.
I did know we had it.
Is it the tape or the dispenser that makes the difference?
It's the dispenser, because it's the same roll of tape. I like the tape we buy at Walmart. What is it called?
Okay.
Oh, here, Easy Start.
Okay.
Very thick, very good.
Wow. Yeah, I couldn't hear that at all. So more people joined in or saying hello. Queen of Hearts Charnel, hello. She says, now I can't think of the questions I had for Rebel. I know, isn't that always the way it goes? When you have a chance, then you can't think of anything. So Charnel, whenever you think of something, write it down so that the next time she does a live, you can ask her. Gail's New and Vintage says hi. Melissa Evans says hi from Alabama. Let's see. So Noel says, yes, list that dippity-doo using collectibles and advertising categories. All right, we'll do. I just have to find it. Queen of Hearts Charnel says, I did well with Grecian formula. A quick $25 per package. Spent 99 cents. Good job.
Yep.
Holly Long says, I just sold a retired hair dye, a 3-pack for $180. I paid $10 a box.
Holy heck.
Wow.
So since FarmGurlScavenger Noel said we needed a moderator, she got volunteered.
I was just thinking, yeah, she probably volunteered herself. Queen of Hearts Charnel says, I'm listing weird cereal flavors. LOL. Joyce Frazier says, I have sold some old fast food cups. I know you have too, Rebel. Paid a quarter and sold a pair for 28 and a pair for 18. That's amazing.
Yeah, we used to do that, and some people do that, like with the, like we have Little Debbie in this area, but there's other areas it's called something else. But things that are specific to your region, some people do really well on eBay and Amazon. We used to sell a lot of groceries on Amazon, and you know, anytime something new came out, that was one of the first things. If you saw the little something that said new, you went and checked it to see if it was something you could sell on Amazon.
And especially if you knew that somebody in your family would eat it, because if it didn't sell, you just removed it and ate it.
Yep.
So Noelle says, I have a Thursday night live show called Let's Talk About It, where I pick a category and teach about it. This week we'll be talking about selling religious items. Ooh. So that sounds interesting. Yeah, we'll have to come and check that out.
I've seen lots of bolos on the religious stuff. I think the Nurse Flipper has talked about that also before. I'll tell you, I watch everybody. If I know about you, then I watch you. I just leave this computer on while I'm doing my work all day, and it just kind of rotates through everybody.
Yeah. What time is your show, and what time zone? I think you said you're in Pacific.
We are
Noelle.
We are East.
I was asking Noelle.
Yeah.
What time her show is?
Yeah, I would love to. I need to watch that because that's another one of those topics or items I want to start looking for too.
Charnel says the grocery outlet is great for those kind of things and discontinued flavors. Yeah, we used to have one here in our town, and it closed several years ago. But I think the owners still have one in another town, and it's just not on my usual route, so I never think to go there. Noelle says vintage goodie hair products. I sold 3 hairbrushes to a prop company for over $400 on vintage goodie products. Wow. Crazy. That's awesome though. Patchwork Vintage says Dollar Tree will get discontinued seasonal cereals, and I've flipped those before. Yeah, that's awesome. Queen of Hearts Charnel says, I was looking for a little baby Jesus in a manger that I knew I had last year. Finally found it and was posting on the Crazy Lamp Ladies channel on Facebook. So, like, does she have a channel where you can post things for sale, or I'm not sure I understand what she was saying.
I have blow molds out the wazoo because I've never figured out how I'm going to ship them. I've got an entire nativity set and 2 Easter rabbits right now. I've got to figure it out.
So I realized she had, because you're limited to how big your comment can be. So here's the rest of that comment, and this is hilarious, because she found the baby Jesus, the manger. She says, and I was joking about, I found Jesus. It was a big hit, but not with the moderators. They pulled it down eventually. It was too funny. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is great. So Noel says Chris from Daily Refinement has amazing video how he lists clothing. He goes step by step how to build his listing station. Yeah, I know. I watch him almost every day.
I watch him all the time. We made our board that we do our flat lays on from his original board that he used. I know he's changed it up now, but we really like our board.
So Charnel was talking about some stuff she found, like I guess at the dollar store to resell. Birthday cake pebbles for $1.49. Pumpkin spice shredded wheat for $1.99. Oh, Alden, is it Alden or Alden? He says Rebel is a household name here. That's funny.
Yeah, you guys are all my friends.
I don't know what Joyce says. I thought Starlink was available everywhere. I don't know what that is, so I guess it's not available here. I don't know.
Elon Musk's satellite internet service.
Oh, Elon Musk's satellite internet. See, my nerdy husband would know that.
Okay, so Noel says it was Kevin from Commonwealth Picker that was talking about Quiet Tape because his wife likes it. Yes, that's who it was. Do you watch him?
I love Commonwealth Picker.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's got a calm voice.
So down to earth and, you know, just really seems like a good all-around person.
I know I packed the doll, but you guys have got me distracted.
Uh-oh, I hope you don't end up... I hope you don't end up shipping somebody the wrong thing.
Oh, you know what? I put it over here. It was the first thing I packed. Making sure I got the right weight.
Now, do you put your labels on immediately when you pack them, or do you said you just write something on the box?
I do the bulk thing now. I do not like doing this, but it makes my mail carrier happy. But I do the bulk labels where you pack everything ahead of time, and then when you're ready, you buy all your labels at once, and it just spits it out. So yeah. And
so what do you put on your box to make sure you have the right?
I write what it is and then the weight, just to make sure, because sometimes I error out. I gotta sneeze. Sorry.
Oh,
sometimes it errors out, and then I gotta start all over again. And I keep, like I do 4 ounces, 8 ounces, 12 ounces, 15 ounces for my weights, based on what I think the packaging's gonna be. But sometimes my 8 might be a 12 or my 8 might be a 4. So, you know, I got to save every penny I can in the shipping. But make sure, this is my public service announcement. If you're going to sell stuff that is larger than what would fit in a large priority box, make sure you pack it ahead of time. I say this a lot, but it's really important, because yesterday I sold a 20-pound box of wooden blocks, and it wouldn't have fit in a 12 by 12. Plus I had to deal with the dimensional weight. It's just really important. I had nothing big this time. But
was it that lot that had a typo in it that I told you about?
And I sold it.
Oh, yay. That's awesome.
I'm terrible.
You know, I wondered about that. Because since I made a comment about the item, I wondered if that would bring it up in the algorithm, you know, and then you changed it. And so, because you said you'd had it listed a long time.
Yeah, I had the
That's great.
I have found quite a few of them. But, yeah, I sold it for $125.
Yeah, you had one a while back that was inappropriate.
Yes, I think,
Rissa.
Rissa sent me one
Yeah.
it was bad too. It was bad.
Wrong vowel.
Wrong vowel in a word that made it a not nice word. But yeah. All right. I think I'm done.
I don't know what we're gonna do about your. You shouldn't be crying.
Yeah. I don't think I'll print today yet.
When we're done.
There's someone else that commented, I don't know if I'm going to say your name right, Brigida Laredo. Hello, I've been watching a couple of months. I've learned so much about toys. Thank you for all of your content. You can call me Bridget. Okay. Very nice. Hi,
Very
Bridget.
nice. Yeah, I think there's so many others who've always said, you know, that plush isn't worth it. And there's probably still people who say plush isn't worth it, especially like for me when I sell, you know, plush for around the $8. That's like my bread and butter. But I've said this before and I've typed it in comments. All of my sales last year that were $8.99 or less, $8.99 or less, could have paid my mortgage for the entire year.
It's great. Yeah, that's great.
And it's not much work, you know. I have stuff here ready to take pictures of today, and it's just front, side, back, side, bottom, tag, tape measure. That's all I do. Over.
Some people might be interested to know to mention your schedule, like of how you structure your day. But first, I wanted to answer a question because Noel asked what was the name of my channel. I did list it earlier in the comments, but it's Lizzie Faye Loves Books. Lizzie and Faye both end in E, and it's all one word. So
and we're
thank
going
you
to
for
put
asking
her,
that.
when we release this, we'll put her in the description also,
Thank you.
her link. Yeah, my schedule. I wake up probably 5:30 to 6 every morning, make my coffee, which has gotten cold because it's early, and then I sit at my computer and I start listing the day before. So my 40 from the day before. I also do my, if I've got stuff that's ending and needs relisted, I'm doing that still. So I'll end all those listings, do my sell similars, I send out my offers, and I'm usually done. I take about 2 hours or so for all of that, and then I come downstairs and I do this at 9:30, and then I start taking pictures for the day, and then usually that's 3 or 4 hours, just depending, and then take everything to my building, and then just kind of go upstairs. I do my comps for what I did today. I think the mail lady might be here. I have a wonderful mail lady. She shows up every day to pick up my stuff.
Awesome. That's awesome.
But yeah, then I'm done early afternoons. Sometimes I'll do cross listing in the evenings, or I've been doing it on the weekends too. But I changed my schedule around so that I was doing these 40 listings a day for 5 days a week, and then kind of giving myself a break on the weekends. My sales have gone on the weekends. So I think...
Well, do you not save some of them to in drafts to list on the weekend?
I say I'm going to, but I don't. But I have tons of clothes that need listed because I don't do them. So I think what I'm going to start doing is, even if I do 20 or 30 clothing items on those days, hopefully that'll keep my rhythm going as far as the eBay sales.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's true. If you list every day, that helps your, just to keep up the activity in your store and
I think
everything.
so too. I was hoping if I was doing so much during the week that I'd have that little break, but the first week that I did it in January, it was okay, and then the next week it was a little less, and then a little less, and then this
I think across the board, though, it's been slower for everyone, so I wouldn't stress about it too much.
Yeah, I'm seeing that a lot on other groups. And
So,
I worked hard for these sales because I sent out tons of offers last night, and I decided, if it was $15 listed, I sent out a $10 offer. I'm still going to make profit, but I'm hoping that will kind of push the algorithm a little bit.
Getting the conversions.
Yeah, get those conversion sales and get my stuff seen better.
yeah.
So.
A. Robbins left you a comment. She says, I don't know if it's he or she. Says, hi, Rebel. I found your channel a few weeks ago, and you have inspired me to hit my listings hard. I am full-time, but can't get much over 700 listings. Sell mostly toys like you. Thank you for all you do. That was very nice. Holly Long says, I live in... Oh, good.
And I was going to say, it's hard when you start listing as much, and then the goal is, like Chris says, is that listing nirvana. You list 40, you hope that you're going to sell 40. But, even if me listing 800 and I sell 400 to 500, my numbers just barely squeak up, But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. But yeah.
About how many items do you have right now?
I have about 8,200, I think.
Wow. That's amazing.
when we started this last year, I was right at 7,000. So I've squeaked up 1,200 in almost a year, like 10 months.
I bet people would enjoy seeing your storage area again. I know you did that in your very first video. Um, that would be something I would be interested in seeing too. And I would have never thought of storing things in um, clothes baskets. That's such a great idea, because you've got everything bagged, and that's perfect for stuffed animals because they have a little bit of give in them, and there's no lids and stuff. So
Right.
I love that idea.
I like lids because I think it holds in smells, even the plastic bags that emit a smell. You
Yeah.
know, and then plus, I store everything in bags because once it's clean, I don't want to deal, with just anything. I don't want transfer of smells if I didn't catch something that's perfumey or anything. Everything's stored. Right now I'm doing an inventory, so I've got baskets down and it's getting there. It's getting there, but
when you get your inventory done, maybe you can.
And I was a little concerned because I saw a lot of other people saying, they went and did their inventory and 40 things are missing or 200 things are missing. But so far, I think I've 3 or 4 things is all that it looks like I've lost the listing somewhere. So I'm happy with the results so far.
Yeah, that sounds great. The only time I lost an item, excuse me, I gotta clear my throat, was a pack of, it was a lot of stickers, and they were Halloween stickers. I had this big box full, and so I grouped them into lots, and I listed them all, and they just sold like crazy. And I got a sale for one group of them, and there was no other place they could be except in this box. It has a snap lid, and they were just not there. And so I looked and looked. I kept going back, and I was like, what in the world have I done with them? So then I started looking back in my sold listings because I had some in there that I thought I had sold. And what I had done was sent a customer from like a month before, I had sent them the wrong lot. So I had the lot that they bought, and I guess they hadn't even noticed it yet. So thankfully, everybody who involved were like part-time resellers. And so I messaged both of them, and they're like, oh, no worries. That happens. I've done the same thing. So thankfully, the person I sent the wrong bunch to, she's like, well, send me a picture of what it was, and, I'll send it back to you. So she did. And so I sent her the right ones. She sent me back the wrong ones, and then I sent them on to the person who bought them. And this all happened in a span of a week or week and a half. And I was just so thankful that it worked out. Taught me a lesson.
Lucky you said that because this little toy right here, it got purchased earlier this week or the end of last week. I had 2 of these. One was a little white dog and one was a blue dog. And all I looked for was the chevron handle. And I caught it yesterday that I had shipped them the wrong one. So I've already sent them a message. No. And I'm going to ship them the right one. And I always let them keep the wrong thing that I sent.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Well, see, in my case, I had already sold the wrong thing.
Yeah, that's the issue.
So I needed it. I needed to send it back. And so I sent her some extra things as a thank you. And I covered the postage. I sent like a prepaid postage envelope to, send it back and all of that. So,
yeah, that's the way to do it. Luckily, that hasn't happened to me in a while. But I got my first defect this past month for the first time because I sold something and I couldn't find it. Now, we found it since the inventory started. I think that's the problem with using these, the poly bags, is sometimes they're heavy and they stick to something else and you don't realize it when you're putting it into the booth or the bin that something is stuck to it.
Yeah.
But she never responded. A lot of times they say, if you send them a message and say, I'm really sorry, I can't find this, and, would you like to cancel? But she never responded. And she was also using a freight forwarder. So I didn't want to just send her anything, because she was paying somebody else to ship her item. So I took the defect. It's, I think I'm at 0.8 or something for one.
Hey, Rebel, I need to run and check on Emily for just a second. I'm going to mute my microphone, and I'll be right back.
All right, that'll work. Let me turn the live stream on.
What?
My Magic No Agitator. It has its pros and it has its cons. It doesn't clean as well because you just don't have that agitation.
Doesn't swash the water.
It doesn't slosh the water very much, and it's basically just the clothes rubbing or the toys rubbing against each other. But I love it because it does not damage stuff hardly at all. And sometimes, like even my little vintage Fisher Price Puffalo mice, they ended up being dirtier than I expected. So, and I couldn't get them clean with just a hand bath. So I put them in there, and their tags are still mint. Still mint. Love it. But there's, like, I think I've got something in my bag that needs to go upstairs to be washed. It's the third time I've gone to wash it, and it's just not coming clean enough. Marked question up in the chat. Uh-oh. Queen of Hearts. We have good prices and very close shipping. Yes. Can you find the question? Oh, maybe up here. Oh, I see it. Okay, I do have a question. I find that I have 6 different sloths, different sizes, brands, etc., or 5 horse plush and 7 books. Would you ever do lots for that, or separate always? If it's... Now, I don't think so. The horses, maybe. Like if they're all Aurora, or there's something similar about them. The sloths, no. I sell sloths all the time. Each. And you know, and they may only be $7, $8, but sometimes they're a whole lot more. In fact, I mailed a sloth today. Midwood Home Brands. I'm not even quite sure where that came from. But it still sold for like $8 or $10. Books, 5 horse plush and 7 books. Now, if the books go with the plush, I would do that. I do that sometimes if I can find a Kohl's plush and the book that it goes with. It makes it heavy though, and sometimes people don't want to pay that because you won't be able to mail it medium L. But the horses, yeah, I've got a couple of small lots of horses. Yeah. And about my prices, I try to keep things relatively cheap. Now, my vintage stuff, I probably, when I'm making my own price, I will list my prices up kind of high, and then I just kind of see what's going to happen with it. But over time, I start taking the prices down every 6 months or so. But yeah.
Rebel, you should probably go back through these comments later and watch through because different people are saying different things. Like Noel says that you should ship the blow molds using UPS through Pirate Ship. Do you ever use Pirate Ship? I've never used it.
And Robert and I have looked. Every time we've looked, it's not been a better price. But I need to figure out that whole box in a bag. I haven't done it. I stopped shipping internationally, so that was the main reason why I signed up for it. It's just when the postal thing during the holidays just got a mess. Almost all of my returns last Christmas, not this past one, but the one before when we were in the midst of everything, almost all of them were my international orders. And so I just kind of backed out for a while. But funny thing is I woke up at 4 this morning, and that was one of the things on my mind. Should I readdress shipping internationally again? Because it seems to be a little better. But
we don't. But I mean, we're such small potatoes. I figure once I, get more settled with just U.S. shipping, then I might branch out. But for now, I'm good. So we do have a question. You have a question from Queen of Hearts, Charnel. She says, "Okay, I do have a question. For example, I find that I have 6 different sloths, different
answered
sizes."
that while you were gone.
Oh, you did answer. Okay, never mind then. Okay, good. So I'll have to go back and watch it to find your answer. Okay, good. Good. I was going to ask what I missed.
That was the only one I got to.
Okay. She says, little tip, if you tap on someone else's picture, it will get you to their channel and you can subscribe to them. Yes,
there you go. There you go. And I do that when I'm watching other people's videos. That way I can get to their channels and go ahead and subscribe, and hopefully it gets in my feed.
Somebody mentioned the zombie.
Zombie what?
I can't find it now.
Is it the YouTuber called Zombie? Because I watch him too, Robert.
They said he was I guess a plush seller.
Yes, Robert and the hippo lady. I watch both of them too. But yeah, I think Robert's on. He subscribed at some point because he's made a couple of comments. But yeah, he sells a lot of new-ish. I mean, he gets these amazing deals. I think he must be in a larger area. I live in a very, very small town. So.
Have you ever heard it? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Now, I can't remember
It's
his
hard.
full name, but it's Zombie something. But he sells a lot of plush and a lot of toys.
Noel says it's Zombie Bargain Hunter, and she says that he is Rebel's male plush lister. He loves plush as well, so he's your male counterpart and with plush. FJ Treasures.
I've heard him called the king of plush. And then
Okay.
I've been called the queen of plush here a couple of times in my comments.
Have you ever watched FJ Treasures? They just started their channel like last year as well, but she sells a lot of plush. It's a husband and wife couple, and they have the cutest little boy, and they usually open their videos and he'll be driving in on his little tractor pulling a trailer with all the stuff they just bought. He's like, special delivery, and he's so adorable. But it's FJ Treasures.
F is in Frank or S is in Sam?
F is in Faye, like my middle name.
Okay. I'm writing it
Fox.
down right there. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go get them.
FJ. Let's see. I was trying to see what else. Charnel says, I'll tell you what, when my daughter in Kentucky wants to buy toys for her baby girls, I'm sending her to your eBay store. You have great prices and you're very close. Shipping would be cheap. Great.
That's why I
Sounds
love
good.
shipping to global shipping, because I'm Tennessee and they're Kentucky, and I get the cheapest rates going.
Good. That's good. Charnel says she does not like selling clothes or shoes. I'm with you, Charnel. I don't think well, I did sell one pair of flip-flops that were my daughter's, and they were pretty cute. They were like animal print. They were a good brand, and she had hardly worn them, and so that's the only pair of shoes I've sold. But I don't think I'll ever buy shoes to resell. It would have to be something really special. I just don't want to clean shoes.
Yeah, I just kind of spot clean them, and then I'll run the bottoms underneath, like running water with a brush, and just scrub them down. I don't do a whole lot to them, and almost usually I'm leaving all cleaning to buyer, and that's probably not the way to do it, but
You do what you can do, because if it's that, or leave it sitting in a bag somewhere for a year, it's better to just go ahead and list it. So this sounds cool. Noel says, I'm remodeling an old house and have to move my house and business by the end of March, for my listings have suffered, but still over 1,900. But that's awesome to remodel an old house and have a new space. That sounds great.
yep, that would be nice. Especially, well, I would love to have like an old country house with the wraparound porch. That's my dream. But
Yes.
I love
We
my
used to always
house.
want to build a log home.
I love my house. We live on 4 acres. I have lots of property and like 15 deer that come up to our back
Nice.
porch. So
I lived in an
Nice.
old house one time, and electrical outlets were a huge issue. It hadn't been remodeled, so hopefully they're going to get plenty of electrical outlets. But there was like 2 in each room. Maybe some of them even had 1. It was a horrible mess trying to get things plugged in.
that's my basement is unfinished. This side is unfinished. I have another side that's finished that 2 kids live in. But we have what? Like 1 electrical outlet in this entire basement. So we've got all these extension
Really?
cords running. It's a
Whew.
pain. Older houses are a pain. All right. Well, I wished Lori would have been able to make it. Not quite sure what happened. I think this is what I want to do.
Your defective husband
My
sent the-
defective husband.
sent the link wrong.
I think I want to do this, but let me know in the chat or in the comments if you're watching this after the fact. Like, I I know probably it would have been hard for people on the West Coast to watch this
You've got
early.
a bunch on there, though.
Well, that's true. But, maybe the next time I'll do something early afternoon, so we'll get more stuff. And I'll be doing, be doing pictures at that point. But I think just kind of rotating it around and then letting other viewers. I like the idea of having viewers in here, not,
Like Elizabeth.
like Elizabeth, and, just people who are just normal eBayers, not crazy people like me.
Oh, I don't know. I'm very much a newbie when it comes to eBay. Our store's been open for a while because my husband, piddled around with it for a few years. But I was always the person who acquired the things, and I say, "Here, you could sell this," and then he would do all the work, and then I would take things to the post office. That was my contribution. But because when we first opened our store, I thought, oh, this would be great. And so he's like, well, here's a book that you bought for me to sell. I took a picture. So here, you write the listing. And I sat down and I was like, I kind of glazed over. This is years ago. And I was like, oh no. I mean, I would have rather gone to the dentist at that point. But now, I'm in a different headspace, and, I was like ready to embrace it and, take it on, and it's been fun. So.
Yep. I love what we do. I love the life we get to have because of this, because this is our primary income. And there's people out there who, are always asking when you can make enough to pay your bills and still buy inventory. It's scary because we have to use the marketplace for Robert to have insurance, but I'm a veteran, so I have the VA, which is a big difference for some people because I don't have to hunt for insurance.
Sure.
But
Sure.
that's the scary part, I think, of being self-employed, is trying to figure out that kind of stuff, the insurance.
Right. Yeah, because you don't think about that. You think about just having enough to pay your bills, but then you've got to consider all of those different things. I like how Chris from Daily Refinement talks about how you come up with, what are your goals going to be. He like backs into it like, well, first you determine how much you need, what do you need to make, and then from there, you go through and figure out how much, how many listings you need to do per day to get, to meet that goal. And I like that. That really kind of made me think, oh, okay, so yeah, in order to have enough. So I asked my husband, how much do you think we need to renovate the kitchen? He's like, probably 20,000. I'm like, okay, that's more than I thought. So, I'm going to definitely have to be listing more than 5 a day in order to have, make that goal anytime soon.
Right. And it depends on the niche that you choose. Stuffed animals are long tail sometimes, but I have the volume. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm easily able to make my goals. I'm at this point, my goal, pay off my mortgage. I'm about 3 to 4 years from that.
Awesome.
So, and then that's when we get to start traveling and doing and just, that's the goal. And that's why every year I try to make a little bit more so that I can get closer to that goal.
That's great. Yeah, we're Dave Ramsey people, so we got our mortgage paid off a few years ago, and we live debt-free with no credit cards or anything, which is why I have to save the money to renovate the kitchen because, I'm not just going to go and get a loan to do it.
Same here. Exactly why. I'm in that stage of his process. Pay off the mortgage.
Awesome. Very good.
Yep. All right. Here's for travel and maybe some home. Exactly. Everybody's got to have their goal in this. Otherwise, you're going to get bored or you're going to get frustrated. But you got to have your goals.
And like one of my goals is different than, like I'll watch the Daily Refinement stuff and he's talking about, all the full-time income and all this kind of stuff and their goals. But for me, not only is my goal to earn money, one of my goals is to clean my house. So I'm not going immediately out to search for the perfect items to sell because my first immediate goal is just to work through what I already have around here because that is the benefit of selling it is to make a little bit of money, and clean house at the same time, clean out all the storage areas and all that stuff. My mom was a home ec teacher in the from the 50s through the 80s, and she pretty much was a hoarder. She didn't like to throw anything away because she grew up in the Depression. So when we were cleaning out her house, I found boxes and boxes of the coolest ephemera stuff, like a lot of advertising things and just a lot of different stuff that like domestic kind of paper items. And I think some of that stuff will just be great on eBay. And I've sifted through and sorted out a good bit of it. But, again, it just takes time to get it all listed.
I was looking at PT's question. I have a Japanese raccoon plush that has a leather tag. I can't say I've ever seen a leather tag on a plush. Labels, excellent. First court. I've not heard of them. Yeah. That would be one of those you might want to try to Google as much information as you can on it, and then maybe do an auction. But sometimes auctions just don't work out as well as you hope. So you always start it at the minimum you're willing to accept for it. Like I did with the Minecraft cat, $49.99. That was my minimum I was hoping for. And then there's times I list stuff for $9.99 and I can't even get a single bid.
And sometimes you could find things on eBay better by doing a Google search. Like I've searched eBay for specific keywords, find nothing, and I go to Google and search for the same thing, and I find links back to eBay.
Back to eBay for the exact same thing. Not quite sure what that's all about.
Well, maybe it's an older listing that...
They're current. A
Oh.
lot of times they're current listing. That was yesterday I had that happen to me.
But is it so suppressed in the algorithm you can't even see it because it's old or...
Don't know. I don't know. Yep. I think there's a lot of us Dave Ramsey-ish people in this feed right now. It's
he's got good advice.
To not have the debt.
Yeah.
That was one of the first things when we got married, was pay off our vehicles. I bought a brand new vehicle like a dummy 2 weeks before I met Robert, instead of buying a used vehicle. So
But you're still driving it.
I still have it.
It's paid off.
10 years later, I'm still driving it.
Yeah, we have all older cars.
Yep. Drive them until they start costing too much. And then we bought a vehicle that was, what's the word? A salvage title. It had 4,000 miles on it and had been wrecked. Somebody had a really bad day. But this company that we just love fixed it, and we bought it for 10,000 less than the
Awesome.
So
That's great.
the way to do it. And we've had no problems, other than a mouse got into something, didn't it?
Yeah, it was, it was windshield washer hose.
Yeah, a windshield washer hose.
Oh no.
Yeah. I've seen that pick lick. I haven't quite figured out, when I find pictures of stuff that says pick lick, it doesn't go anywhere. But I love Terapeak. If you're looking for stuff and you can't find it immediately, I always go to Terapeak next. The pictures are itty-bitty and kind of cumbersome, but it at least gives you a good idea if it's sold in the last year and then what the comps would look like. But I always go a little bit higher. That way I have room to negotiate with offers and sales and all of that stuff.
I haven't used Terapeak yet. I've seen it, the link for it, but I haven't used it.
Yeah,
If I can't find something, I just throw a price on it. I don't worry about it too much.
But sometimes that's not good. Sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes you very much undersell something.
Undersell.
It sells in 5 minutes.
It sells in 5 minutes because, believe me, let me tell you a story. I found a doll one time. She was totally unmarked. I knew she was quality, and I was going to auction her with no brand. I knew it. At the last second, I just tell you guys this, at the last second when I'm about to list something, sometimes I do craziness. I decided to list her for $49.99, and she sold within about 5 seconds.
Oh, my lands.
She was a Sasha doll, which is very high value. I sold one a couple of years ago, I found another one. And it had been chewed on by a cat, and I sold it for over $200. I think at the time that doll was probably $500 to $600, and I sold it for $50
Wow.
because
Wow.
I didn't do the research. So now I do. I try.
Yeah.
Very few things go through. Plush is something, you know, I can stick a $50 price on something, and I'm okay with that. But like those Boyd's bears, last second I decided to auction them, and the last second I raised my price a little bit, and it sold for $500 and some dollars. So
Oh my goodness.
gotta,
I think I have a couple of Boyds in my bags, so I've got to
it's
make
the
sure I do
little
the
ones,
research on those. The little
the
bitty,
little
okay.
3 to 4 inch ones, not the 6
Wow.
inch. I still buy them, but like you guys have probably figured out, I buy a lot of stuff that probably most people wouldn't.
Well, you know, I like to buy things that I like, even if that way, if they don't sell, then I don't mind having them, you know, I don't mind having them around. And my daughter, she's 20, but she has autism, and so she loves stuffed animals. She loves Care Bears and all of that. How I even happened to upon, and I'm going to do a whole video about this, but right before Christmas, her and I were at a thrift store. Well, actually, no, my husband and her stayed in the car, and I ran in the thrift store just to look at books really quick. And then, the plush is right outside the door of the book room, and I saw these big giant Barneys. It was a big giant Barney and a BJ. And at first I was like, oh, I could probably sell those. And I thought, oh, but Emily will want those. So I ended up buying them for her for Christmas. And when I got to the checkout, they said, oh, you're in luck. You know, all the plush are half off. And I was like, oh, really? So I went back. I said, well, hang on a minute. So I went back and I found a JoJo Siwa unicorn, which I still haven't even listed. But I picked that up. And I took them out to the car. And I said to my husband, I said, you know, I'm going to run back in there because the plush are half off, and I need to, you know, take some time and look, are you guys okay out here in the car? So eventually they came in and he helped me, and we filled up 2 shopping carts, and that's when we found the, why can't I not think of the names? Rosie and Jim. Anyway, we found those and a bunch of stuff. But I was trying to look fast, and when we waited, it took us until they were closing, and we had 2 shopping carts full of plush, and it came to $100. So I'm hoping though that we can, you know, probably make $600 or $700 out of that 100. So I'm gonna have to do a haul video on that very soon.
FarmGurlScavenger Noel. What is a book? I've never heard of it. I tried to look it up.
The what?
BOOK. Never heard of it. And then yes, she got 100 of the mini Boyd's bears for 25 cents each.
Wow.
Holy. Yikes. Yeah. Very interesting. Don't know what a book is. It wasn't coming up on eBay, so obviously it's very...
Maybe was it misspelled, maybe? Is there a typo?
No, I don't think so. Let me look up on... No. Is it a plush? She sold it for $2,300, whatever it is, so yes.
What?
I know.
Oh, my lands.
I don't even know what it is. I gotta figure this out.
Really? That'd be a big bolo. Oh, so she says book.
Oh, a book.
BOOK.
Daggone it.
Yeah, book,
yes.
not a book. Okay.
Books are going to be
Well,
my new thing. Books are
what
my
was
new
the
thing.
book?
You know anybody that sells
Yep.
books?
Huh?
You know anybody that knows anything about books?
Yeah. Do I know anybody who knows anything about books? But yeah, I think this year
I know a little bit.
I'm going to focus in, I think, on chapter books for kids. And, oops, sorry guys. Our lights are on a timer.
As far as book resellers, Katie Reeds is she knows her stuff, I think, and then of course Mel
I
from
watch
Australia.
her.
Yeah, but Katie Reeds, she subscribes to me, and I subscribe to her. She sells a lot. She sells on Amazon and eBay. She goes to estate sales and all that stuff, and she sells a lot of books. She might have been the person. No, it had to be. It couldn't have been her. I'm still trying to think of who it was that had that video about selling plastic bags and bottle caps and things like that. It
Yeah.
was eye-opening.
Courtney always puts out videos like those. I enjoy watching. That's how she was, I think, one of the first ones I ever started watching.
Really.
So, yeah.
I haven't watched a lot of hers because after I heard you say that you were featured on there, so I went to one, and the very first video I watched, the first thing she showed was tarot cards, and I was like, if this is what this is about, I'm not watching it. So, because I'm like, I'm not interested in tarot cards, but I need to go back and give her another chance.
Yeah, they're excellent bolo. And she does her members ones where we all share what our bolos are, but then she does a lot of them where she picks a category and she shows you solds for that category. They're excellent videos. Excellent.
Awesome.
Yeah, Ephemera is going to be. I follow and I'm friends with a seller named Papergoy, and he does the $1 Million Peddlers, and he sells a ton of ephemera. And I've actually got some old magazines and stuff down here, and then some old like car magazines that I want to go through and like start pulling out the ads. So
yeah,
and
sell them. I would like to do that too, and I was trying to decide how to mount them, like, or if I should at all. Like, my husband has somewhere in a frame, like an ad that probably it's a car ad that probably came out of a National Geographic or something, and he bought it at Disney, framed, and it was mounted on some kind of a cardboard, and he paid at the time like $15 for it or something. So, I would like to do something like that. I have a stack of National Geographics that someone donated to our little free library, and we put some in, but people aren't really looking for that kind of stuff. So I just ended up bringing a lot of them home, and I thought if I could make some money with them, then I could donate some of the proceeds back to the Historical Society that sponsors the little free library. But I don't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
Have you got any ideas?
He's got a special machine. He's told me about it before, that he can stick something in and it takes the picture that he can put on eBay. So you get this nice, instead of a camera taking a picture, he's got a machine.
Like a scanner?
Yeah, some kind of scanner. I'll have to go back and look.
What's the channel name? I need to look at his channel.
It's called the $1 Million Peddlers. It's him and Mr. Magazine who do this channel together.
Is $1 Million Peddler, is it spelled out like MILLION DOLLAR, or is it a dollar sign?
I think it's regular. I don't know.
Okay.
He does a live show every Wednesday too. Wednesday night.
Okay. If you think about it, will you put a link in the description of this video when you're uploading?
Yeah. I had this grand idea once upon a time that I was going to open up a Facebook page before I did this. That was a group for anchor store people because, in eBay, the anchor store people at once upon a time, we were everything that was up to 10,000 listings or something like that. But we have unique issues when you have a large store with stuff. So I think he and another girl that I'm friends with now, we chat every day via text or Facebook, but and like 2 other people. That was the entire group. It never got any bigger. And then we all, when eBay did this massive change with the store levels, we all downgraded, so now we're just the wannabe anchor stores.
Oh.
Because, yeah.
Is that the biggest, or is it premium store?
No,
what's the biggest?
Premium is the one where that's up to like 10,000 listings now. The anchor store is like 10,000 to 25,000 listings, and then there's actually another one, I think Enterprise or something, that's like above even that. But that one's like 1,000 a month. The anchor store is like 300 a month, and I'm wanting to work back to that. I really do. That means
when I first took over, we were just a starter store because my husband had never been able to get it up to 250. So within 2 months, I had us up to 250, and then they started, charging me like 30 cents at listing, and I was like, hold on a minute, maybe we should go ahead and upgrade. So about the time we decided to do that, then I sort of lost my momentum, and so I'm still not even up to 300 yet, but I'll get there. We can go up to 1,000 now, so I want to try to get up closer to that, and then stay in that range probably, because I'm slow shipping, I'm slow listing. I mean, I'll get faster. I already have gotten faster, but I'm very time challenged as it is, and I'm a Liza late, and I grew up on Slowpoke Ranch. Our cattle brand was a turtle. Our last name was Jones, but there was no, keeping up with the Joneses because we were always late everywhere we went. So I have lived my life trying to keep up. And so I was almost even on Dr. Phil once, because I heard him say in a show, somebody was on there complaining about their mother always being late. And he answered this guy, and he's like, well, this is just something you can turn on and off. And I was like, no, it is not. It is a struggle. It is real. And I emailed him immediately, and I got calls from producers. They kept passing me to the next producer on up till finally someone who was like next in line to Dr. Phil called me the day before we were supposed to have the film crew come out and film us being late for church, because the girls were toddlers then. They called and said, well, Dr. Phil's reviewing your file, and he thinks that he needs 2 segments with you instead of just 1. So we're going to bump you to another show. And then I never heard from him again.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was funny, though. That would have been an experience.
FarmGurlScavenger has put the links to the $1 Million Peddlers and to Dave's.
Excellent.
Paper
So
Boys.
she's already started being your moderator. That's
Yes, Robert put her in there whether she wanted to be or not. I see the anchor. Yep, Primetime Treasures is another one I love to watch. There's so many groups. My new thing, though, is the Hustle Couple. I have been.
Oh, yeah.
I am them to you were to me. I'm constantly watching their videos.
Yeah, I need to go back. I've watched one of theirs, and I need to go back and make sure I subscribed.
Yep, definitely. Courtney is amazing. Love her show. All right. I think we should call this. I said I was going to do this for an hour, and it's been an hour and 45 minutes. And
We got a little bit of a late start.
Yep, this has been fun. Let's do this again.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Thanks for having me on. I mean, and I'm always willing to come on, but if you got other people that are, beating down your door to come on, I'll be happy to watch and chat in the comments too. So, in fact, if Robert wants to put me as a moderator for any time, if I'm in the chat and not on it, then I could help out with that too.
Definitely. All right, guys. I'm gonna shut this down. Thank you. Bye.
All righty. Bye bye.
Yay! That was good.
That was good.
I definitely enjoyed it. Let me check my labels.
I ended it.